Patrick Mahomes gets a amazing deal,
to say the least.
A historic deal to say the least. 10-year extension, ends up being a 12-year deal worth up to $500 million, $502 million.
Even saying billion when talking about football.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Player contract wise, yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. And we're gonna unpack this deal. We're gonna kind of talk about everything that goes into it. It's really interesting. So first of all, at a glance, what this looks like is basically their annual salary of Patrick Mahomes over the next 12 years is gonna be about $45 million. All right, so it doesn't work out that way perfectly. I believe the next 2 years is actually kind of a discount for the team still.
Yeah.
So the next 2 years, I mean, he definitely got a raise, but it's not highest paid quarterback in the NFL race, so they're still going to be able to keep some of the guys that they have on contract right now. Then moving past that into 2026, I believe, his annual salary jumps up to $31 million. 2027 jumps up to $42 million, and then it hovers around $40 million for the next 4 or 5 years actually.
Yeah.
2027. And by the way, on YouTube, this is going to be put up, so it might look a little bit better than me just explaining it. But I want to get all those details out so we can really dive into this contract and talk about it. In 2027, that's the big year. He's going to get $59,950,000. So basically a $60 million deal in 2027. So that's a big year. And then it jumps down to $44 million in 2028, and then it finishes out the rest of his career, or rest of his contract, 2029, 2030, and 2031, anywhere from 45 to 52 million. So it stays in that ballpark. So yeah, a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it really is. The first thing I think should be noted, the way the contract works is that on the third league day of the third league day, I believe in this year, actually, I guess I'm not sure how it works at the beginning. So his contract, the first 3 years of his contract becomes fully guaranteed, I believe, in a month or so for right now. So he gets like $66 million, I think, guaranteed over the next 3 years, and then after that point, the year before, the next year's contract is fully guaranteed. So on the third league year of the 2026 season, the 2027 money is guaranteed. Does that make sense? Did I explain that well?
So he's got to be able to play into that year in order to guarantee his next year.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very crazy deal. I think there's a lot of opinions swirling around it. Also, it should be mentioned there's a no trade clause, and he gets a $2.5 million incentive for it's 1.25 for getting the AFC Championship, and then 1.25 for winning NFL MVP.
I don't even think he cares about that.
No, I mean that's a drop in the bucket.
$2 million when we're talking $500 million.
Yeah, nothing. But it's just worth mentioning. That's how they get that. It's a deal worth up to $502 million. Probably won't get that every single year.
Well, what's your opinion on it? Come on.
All right, so I mean, at first glance, I think this is actually more of a team friendly deal than a Patrick Mahomes friendly deal.
You're gonna have people just pick up their jaws. You just said a $500 million 10-year deal is team friendly.
It is team friendly, and really, I thought I was going to be very on one side of this. I woke up to articles today, just different things that I'm not the only one saying this out there. And I don't know if maybe this is crazy, but I've seen a couple different articles kind of saying similar things. And essentially, the fact is, yes, he's going to be the highest paid quarterback. Right now, it's definitely team friendly over the next 3 years. Like, he's just getting paid probably what he deserves, probably a little less than what he deserves.
He's getting a thank you bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
His salary on the cap isn't even that much. It's the bonus.
Exactly.
Where it is.
So he's getting a nice little pay raise, and then when he was really due to have another contract, yeah, he's jumping up into the highest paid quarterback, or what would be the highest paid quarterback at that right now.
The market reset.
But the thing is, the market's going to go up.
Yes,
right now, Russell Wilson, or I guess 2 days ago, Russell Wilson was the highest paid quarterback at $35 million a year, right? Now it's Pat Mahomes getting anywhere from about $45 million annually. That's going to go up, and this is a great way to just talk about it and bring this up. Go back to 2012. Who were the highest paid? Who do you think the highest paid quarterbacks? I actually have it right here for you. The top 4 highest paid quarterbacks. Who do you think they were?
Peyton.
Peyton was number 1. He was at number 1 with $18 million. That was with the Broncos. Who do you think number 2 was?
God, he was at the Broncos there. That's wild. That was after the injury.
Yeah, he was.
Is Sam Bradford still around?
Sam Bradford is still around, yes.
Is he on there?
He is on there.
Okay.
Do you think he's number 2?
Yeah, I mean,
he is number 2.
Got a lot of money.
Yeah. Sam Bradford's number 2. So this is crazy. This was his rookie deal. He signed a 4-year, $78 million deal as a rookie, and he was the second highest paid quarterback.
Yeah, that was one of the last years before they changed that rule.
Which is great. I'm so glad we don't have to talk about that anymore. He doesn't deserve to be that as a rookie. He never really would have earned that kind of money, but that's just the way it was at that time. He made his money, whatever. Sam Bradford was making $15.6 million a year. $15.6 million. That was the second highest paid quarterback.
Big Ben.
Big Ben is not on there. Not in my top 4.
Tom Brady?
No.
I know Tom
Brady always took team-friendly deals.
At one point, he was up there, though. Yeah. What about Eli?
Eli's not on there either.
Okay.
You are missing one guy who is
Michael
still
Vick.
Michael Vick is in there. Damn it. All right, so I was going to sell it. Michael Vick is number 4 at, let me look here, $13.9 million, right? And then at number 3, it's somebody who is still in the league today. I know where you're kind of going over who the best quarterbacks were back then.
Yeah.
Keep going down that list. You're gonna find them pretty quickly.
Still relevant then.
Yeah, I guess he's relevant. Yeah.
Phillip Rivers?
Phillip Rivers, yes.
There we go.
Phillip Rivers
I did good.
Yeah, no, you did great, actually. I'm actually upset. I'm really... Well,
yeah,
I was kind of hiding it, and I just kind of had to keep looking just to double check.
I wouldn't look it
I know you weren't.
I
know you weren't. Man, that sucks. I was hoping that would be a bigger moment. I thought you wouldn't know him.
The biggest point behind it is in saying that Peyton Manning was getting $18 million. Was that the number?
$18 million. I have it up right here now.
8 years ago?
8 years.
So 8 years ago, $18 million was the pinnacle of quarterback money. We have Case Keenum, who's on a 1-year, $18 million deal for the Cleveland Browns as a backup now in the league.
Yeah.
So that is why I think that Pat Mahomes was doing the Chiefs a favor. Yes, he gets his money. Yes, for the next 3 years, it might be a little high. When you look at it on paper, it's not. Russ is still making more because he's getting a base salary of, what's his base salary for next season?
It's right here. His base salary for next year is just $5 million.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. Now, he gets a huge signing bonus, and that goes into it. But his base salary is just $5 million.
So he's getting $5 million, and they give him the bonus.
Signing bonus of $10 million, yeah.
Yeah, and then now a year after that, that's where they start giving him the thank you bonuses.
Yeah,
for
the
24 and the MVP.
He ends up getting $24 million in 2021.
As he should, though. We knew Pat Mahomes, whenever this deal was coming, we knew it would break the market. We knew it would be shattering. And at the end of the day, to think 10 years later, you could still have Pat Mahomes on your roster for 45, maybe a little north, $48 million.
Yeah.
That's a deal. I'll take that. I seriously will. 8 years. 8 years, $18 million. We're talking, so pretty much double. Double is what you're looking like for the cap.
Double plus, honestly, yeah.
You're looking for a double plus. That means that there's going to be guys realistically going in the $50 and $60 million in 10 years. I know that's hard for us to imagine, but the NFL is huge. It's a monster. It keeps getting bigger. The cap has never gone down besides this year with coronavirus.
Yeah, and I don't even think it hasn't even officially gone down yet. It's just been rumored to go down. Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. Some of the bigger things that are going on in the NFL is going to get bigger because of betting rights, right? So gambling is now legal in a lot of states, and that's just going to get more widespread. You're going to see. I mean, it's easier to access the NFL than any now than it ever was before. Fantasy football has gotten bigger. There's more ways that people can profit. Daily fantasy has gotten huge. There's more ways that people can profit. Therefore, there's more reason to watch the NFL. Therefore, the NFL is going to just make more money. So it's going to go up. There's no way it doesn't go up. So yes, this sounds like an insane deal. Yes, and it is. Don't get me wrong. I understand that.
No, I get all that, but there's guys that have been paid not way more money. I get that, but astronomical deals for way less of work. And we are talking about a 25-year-old Pat Mahomes who's going to be there for 10 years. Kansas City celebrate. You have a GOAT for 10 years now.
Now, these are two very different situations, right? So that should be noted. But when you look at the next 3 years of this deal, next 4 years of this deal versus the entire contract of Ryan Tannehill, very similar numbers. Very similar numbers. And granted, Ryan Tannehill, he got paid because he was going to be a free agent. Titans kind of got scared, and they offered him a deal. And the Tannehill deal was actually kind of a team-friendly deal because there's a huge out after 2 years. So the Titans were able to kind of they have a safety valve.
They get to hedge it.
Yeah, exactly. They get to hedge their bets on that contract. But I mean, it's the same kind of numbers, right? So yeah, it's a team-friendly deal. As crazy as that is to even say, the value of a quarterback is all we can talk about right now. Like that's the only part of this conversation that actually matters.
As long as you have Pat Mahomes, your team is going to be in the talks for best in the AFC, Super Bowl talks. Because we can't bet on injury. I've heard people say, "Oh, what if he gets hurt?" Yeah, I mean, anyone can get hurt for so and so amount of time.
Yeah.
How many career-ending injuries truly have we seen affect a quarterback, and especially in today's game? I can go back years and years ago to a Rich Gannon who had a neck injury. great quarterback, solid. Was still able to come back after that and not be himself, of course. But my point being is that I can only find one or two career-ending injuries.
I think of Chris Sims back in the early 2000s.
And if we're going to sit here and truly talk about that being your biggest fear, don't sign anybody then. Injury is a real part of this game.
Yeah.
But who do they protect the most? The quarterback, the offense. That's how it goes.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, honestly. I mean, you don't plan for injuries. And obviously the way this contract is structured, if he gets hurt and it's serious in 2026, just theoretically, if it happens in 2026, well, okay, they have to cover the 2027 salary, and then they're done. I believe there's also a stipulation here that says they have like 140 million guaranteed injury guarantee. So some of it's guaranteed for injury, but not all of it.
I just don't like seeing people defend the argument against this contract, and their main base is injury. Yeah. That could happen anywhere. I'm sorry.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and when you look at the numbers too, to give me Pat Mahomes. I'm a Vikings fan. We have Kirk Cousins, who in 2023 is scheduled to get, maybe 2022, $42 million. I
believe it's 2022, yeah.
Pat Mahomes hadn't even hit that in 2022.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Crazy. Crazy.
I'm comparing them there.
Yeah, no.
I'm jealous.
It's crazy to think about how much of a lottery teams hit if they get the right quarterback, man. Because, the Chiefs, they hit the fucking lottery.
They will forever look like geniuses in the Trubisky-Deshaun deal, which Deshaun's paid us.
Deshaun's good.
That's another thing that I wanted to bring up after the Mahomes thing was, what do you think this sets up for the future?
Yeah, I think it's Deshaun. I think is the first one people think of as the next guy up as far as a
not that
young
mark,
guy
right?
getting.
What if he goes into that office and says, "Pat Mahomes to the Chiefs, I am that to you."
Yeah, no, it's difficult for me to say. I'm not gonna sit here and say anybody is that. Nobody is Mahomes right now.
Yeah.
I just can't put myself in that mindset. He's close. He's really good. He's an all-pro franchise quarterback. All those things. I first of all, I'll put it this way. I'll be perfectly frank. I don't know why a quarterback or any player would want a 10-year deal. Especially the way things look, the way things are moving up. There's a reason. There's a reason most guys, there's only been 4 signings or 4 extensions to big name players in this offseason. That's a low number. There's a reason it hasn't been that many. It's because a lot of these guys are waiting to see what happens with COVID and waiting because they know the money's going to go back up next year. Right now, things don't look good. Nothing's going up as far just socially in our world right now.
We were together yesterday when we heard about Pat Mahomes' deal for 10 years. So details hadn't come out yet. We only assumed it had to have been salary cap percentage based.
Yeah, that's what.
It had to be. He's guaranteed this and this and this because, like we said, over time it devalues.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've been talking about for years, or at least I've definitely been thinking about it for years, that at some point a quarterback is going to demand a percentage of the salary and just say, hey, I want 15, 20%, whatever it is.
Build around me.
And build, exactly. You get 80% of the salary or salary cap every single year, do what you can.
Yeah.
And that can happen. I'm shocked that Mahomes wasn't able to get a deal like that done, but at the same time, can't deny $500 million. Deshaun Watson, I could see him maybe getting that. Look, this is crazy because Mahomes signs a 12-year extension, essentially. Dak Prescott is refusing to sign his contract because he wants 4 years instead of 5.
Yeah.
And I've defended that on this podcast. I've explained why I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it opens you up for another chance to get a big payday. 2 more paydays.
Exactly. Yeah. So Mahomes is doing that. And who knows? There might be language in this contract that says, after a certain number of years, they can renegotiate or Mahomes has the right to do whatever. There's a lot of, language that could go in there that hasn't come to light yet. So who knows? I can't imagine this being the future for quarterbacks. I can't imagine quarterbacks wanting a 12-year deal. And I can't imagine many teams looking at a quarterback and saying, "Yeah, you're the future for the next 12 years." Mahomes is one of those guys where you do that. It just is.
We knew Brady, we knew Manning, we knew those guys would be so relevant in the league to where they are capable of doing that and still being around. They didn't. Mm-hmm. It's just the way that the market was at the time. But I think Mahomes genuinely likes being in Kansas City.
Of course.
Genuinely loves the fans, loves the area, and is perfectly fine with taking $500 million over 10 years. How could you not be?
Yeah.
Go out there with a good GM, a great Andy Reid who's still going to help mentor you along the way, and go get some Lombardis.
Yeah, especially when you combine that with the fact that I mean, he's going to be doing okay with other parts of his life. I mean, he's going to have lucrative sponsorships, things like that. I mean, like, this is one of those guys where, you know, it wouldn't shock me if he gets a LeBron deal. Would he get $1 billion from Nike to be the spokesperson for the rest of his life?
Lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that happening for Mahomes. Like, obviously, he's not there yet. He's not that generational of a talent. But I mean, he has the potential to do that if he does what he's done over the past 2 years for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Yeah, he'll get a deal like that. It wouldn't shock me a bit.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that short clip from our podcast.
Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content from the Between the Pylons podcast.